Hey guys, welcome back. Is a fun time tomorrow. Once again, we go downtown Cleveland with a good game, and I'm really excited about the Bills and Browns because Todd Monken said both quarterbacks are going to play. Some of the young guys are going to play. He wouldn't specify the young guys, but also both quarterbacks had good, I guess you could say, scrimmage, joint practice yesterday. Both made some good throws, both missed some throws, and both made some really big plays. And the big fun part is that they kind of exposed the Bills' safeties when it comes to coverage. And I'm really looking forward to seeing if they can continue that trajectory. So this really has me excited. So I'm looking. Shedeur Sanders is going to start. I don't know who he's going to have working around him, but I expect him to make smart plays and continue with what he's been doing and hopefully hit a couple shots against those safeties that both he and Deshaun Watson were successful at exploiting deep. Yes, yes, yesterday. Sorry, my brain just fogged up there for a second. Then we have Watson. He's going to be playing in the third quarter, according to Todd Monken. I expect him to come out, and I expect him to manage the situation accordingly. Use that pre-snap because both he and Shador showed in the joint practice that they're getting pretty good at the pre-snap stuff, that they're getting really into it. And I really like that. Also, I expect I can't even expect anything out of these rookie wide receivers because we don't know if they're playing. So some of the young guys might be a series, might be a couple plays. They might not play at all. It might be other young guys. But if Casey Concepcion plays, I expect him to have a couple big plays. If Denzel Boston plays, I expect him to make a couple plays. But what really gets me is I really like the screen game, and I like the outside running game with Rocket Sanders. Uh, Dylan Sampson has also been pretty good. I do not expect to see Quinshon Judkins again. I think he's done for the preseason. Just put him in bubble wrap, ship him off, let him get ready for week one in Jacksonville. So, but the thought process is, hey, I like these guys on the outside. What I really want to see though, I want to see that offensive line. Because the one thing that stood out against the Bears and the one thing that stood out in the joint practice, these guys cannot get a push. When it comes to hat on hat, mono e mono, these guys can't get a push. Now, they're coming together in pass protection, which I love. They look pretty darn good in pass protection for both quarterbacks yesterday. You know, they even look pretty good from Green, the rookie, for his three snaps. So I am really wanting to see the offensive line step up. Because if they keep improving, they'll be ready in the pass game come week one. It will be no chance they're not. But man, you can tell they were brought in to keep penalties down and as pass protectors. They were not brought in as run blockers. We can tell. they have got to step up their game against the run. Now, defensively, I'm a little out of sorts because I know Alex Wright got hurt. He got carted off. Spoke about that yesterday. That that hurts me. That hurts all Browns fans. That hurts the team. Isaiah McGuire will get extended time, obviously, but also some of the other young guys, some of the other defensive ends, they will get time. So I expect that to happen, but we also have to remember on Thursday, the defense got gashed. Okay, Josh Allen just took them to town. Remember, Carson Schlesinger didn't participate. I do not expect Jared Verse to be out there on Saturday. I do not expect Schlesinger to be out there Saturday. I expect it to be a lot of the young guys. I don't even expect Denzel Ward to be out there on Saturday. I expect it to be all the young guys. Okay, guys, get to work. At the same time, I don't expect Josh Allen to play. He might play one series. I doubt it. I don't expect him to be out there. So I think they're starting to wind things down. I think they've got the majority of their roster figured out. I think they're going to take the next 2 weeks to get their starters in place and figure out who else is going to be on the roster. And to do that, you got to get these young guys reps. So I expect a lot of reps from Jefferson at linebacker. Um, I'm expecting to see Malachi Corley play pretty well. Got a couple really nice passes in there, so I expect him to play. Gage Larvadan had a nice showing. I expect him to get a lot of reps. So I expect the 3, 4, and 5 receivers to get a lot of work. I expect these young linebackers to get a lot of work. I expect these young corners to get a lot of work. I'm not sure how much work the defensive line is going to get, but I expect at least a quarter out of some of those guys because of the injuries. Out of starters, I mean. But I don't think you'll see Mike Hall. I don't think he's going to be anywhere near the field. They probably just tell him to stay home. We don't want you to get any chance of getting injured. If you so much as look at a hole and walk around it, we're going to know. Stay in your bed. Wrap you in bubble wrap. Okay, so for the overall tomorrow, I'm looking at let's move the ball. Let's see which of these receivers are going to stick after the top 4 because right now we don't even know if Judy's going to stick. So really it's just Bond, Concepcion, and Boston. Judy might end up getting traded if he doesn't step it up. He's got to show something if he plays. The entirety. Because here's something I always told my quarterbacks when they would complain about people dropping the ball. I always told them it doesn't matter. You do your job. You get things where they need to be. You do what you need to do. And we'll handle the receivers. You just do what you need to do. So, and I have a feeling Judy's going to be a trade commodity if he doesn't step up. making too much money to be dropping balls. So I expect the younger receivers to get a lot of time. I expect the young linebackers to get a lot of time. And I expect the offense to move the ball. I don't care what quarterback's out there. I don't care if it's Gabriel Green out there. I expect both Shedeur and Deshaun to move the ball and make big plays when the time arises. That's probably the first 3 quarters right there. And I expect the offensive line to make a little more room running than they did against the Bears. Now, to be perfectly honest, Bears did look pretty darn good, especially they look deep too, and you might want to look at the Bears waiver wire. But I expect them to look better. Expect them to do a better job against the Bills. So I expect the offensive line better. I expect the offense to move the ball. And everybody's saying, hey, the Browns looked like a competitive offense yesterday. Well, big game time. 1 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to see how competitive that offense really is. So is everybody else on a national scale. So let's see what happens. As always, I'm your host, Joseph Potter. And remember, this shot's on us.